Ow, ow, ow. Okay, Kanye West is talking about scooping poop and whoopity scoop doop poop. Here would be the first Gangstalker. Kind of wanted to make this educational. This car down the street just turned its lights on. I think I'm listening to the song Sail. Street theater retards. And I just kind of switched my riding style. Tilted the handlebars down. Here's a gang-stalking truck in the driveway. Here's some cars briding me. And then here's a gang stalker walking by. Anyways, so this is pretty great. I have the angle of my handlebars kind of tilted down, have my seat nice and low. It's kind of like riding a chopper. Gang stalkers are getting into the gang stalking car. And if I go on these side streets, I haven't really decided which route I'm going to take. I don't really know where I'm going. But you're going to see cars that are basically briding me or just turning their lights on as I go by. I mean, I don't really care about documenting it that much. I'm mainly just out here to test out my new setup on my e-bike. And it's fucking awesome. If I could, I'd raise the handlebars even higher. But you know what? It's pretty cold out here. I would raise the handlebars higher, but keep the angle down. I don't think you could see it on the camera, but the handlebars are not parallel to the ground. The closer they get to me, the more close to the ground they are. So I'd like to keep that angle, but just raise the whole handlebars up. And to do that, I have to unscrew this certain Allen key thing on a screw that doesn't loosen. No matter how much I unscrew it, it just stays the same amount of tight. I can rotate it, but it doesn't change the tightness of the handlebar height. I don't know if that makes sense. So I don't know what to do. I've tried multiple times to do this. So as far as I know, I have the handlebars raised as high as they can go. I think I have a lot of height in my upper body. Not sure. I think I'm pretty tall. As far as a bike rider, like, I'm at the max height of what this bike says is okay. And so I'd like to have the handlebars at the maximum height too. And it's fucking cold right now, but I have to say I do love this e-bike. And I also love it on speed 3. Just going by the house of who I went to prom with. Yeah, she was really rude. One time I saw her after prom. Maybe she was gang-stalking me. And she rubbed her, she had pizza sauce on her hand, and she rubbed her dirty pizza sauce on my shirt. And then she told me how, something about sucking her boyfriend off. It was pretty weird. But speed 3 is awesome. Too much wind otherwise. Yeah, I could get a windshield. They're called fairings for an e-bike. So this car probably knows I'm about to be turning right here. This is my old high school to the left. But a fairing, it's like basically a windshield like for a motorcycle, but you can have them on an e-bike too. I'm not really sure what bothers me. It could just be the cold. I'm not exactly enjoying this bike ride, although I am. It's, you know, it's so comfortable, this bike, and I couldn't even imagine if I get a rear shock. There's this one I want called the Sun Tour. Now, I'll go down this way just to show you some more perpy twerps. More perpy twerps. So this would be a perp right here, most likely. You could tell kind of by the bright lights, and also just by the fact that they restarted their car. You know, that's kind of weird. Just kind of sitting there. And then down here to the right, I was about to show you, there was this car getting out of their driveway who would most likely be a gang stalker. And then you'll notice too, this perpy-werp car. So this is probably a gang stalker right here. I could just about say tinted windows. Yeah, that's a muffler of a gang stalker. And then through the trees, there's someone brighting me. So let me just show you. Someone coming out of that parking lot. Could have just been a regular person. So here's someone walking on foot. Here's this perpy-werp turning around. Now some TIs will just sit there and watch the perp. And I think that's kind of entertaining too. It'll literally be, there's this one TI I watch, his name is Controlling the Narrative. And he'll talk for a full hour just standing there watching one perp. And he's like, let's see what they do. Let's just watch them. Because they're just going to do some stupid shit this whole time. Let's see who leaves first. And he's like, I got all my cameras. I got all my batteries charged. I could stay here all day. And he'll do it to cops. So basically, this is like so fucking comfortable. These are called Dutch handlebars, and these are the fucking best. And I almost didn't want to get these. Why? Because I was worried that my hands would be all fucked up by them, that they wouldn't actually be ergonomically correct. Which was the case, in fact, except until I angled the handlebars down just a little bit, pushed the height of them up, put my seat to the bottom, maximum low. You can hear these stupid car sirens, these police. I felt there was a police officer who was nervous to talk to me. I felt that more than once. I felt that with some uniformed officers. Almost like if you treat them like you're an abusive dad. Treat them like, I'm kind of joking, but treat them like you're not afraid of them. And suddenly they act like they're afraid of you. Suddenly they are actually afraid of you. But I went to a support group for years where an off-duty cop I guess he was on duty for gang stalking. But I felt like he was nervous around me. Oh man, this fucking e-bike is amazing. And guess what? It's not made by slaves. As if it was sent just for me, serendipitously. There was this post on Reddit. And this guy is like, hey, what's up everyone? I'm in an e-bike factory in China. Ask me anything. And I said, is it true that they're made by slaves? Because I wrote a review for this e-bike. And I said, I keep saying, arigato saimashita. And I keep thinking it's the ghost of a dead slave who died in a factory fire from being locked inside the factory. But then I wasn't sure if that's Japanese or Chinese, because I used to take karate when I was a kid, and that's where I learned that saying. And so I can't tell if there's a Chinese slave ghost haunting me because I bought an e-bike from a slave factory. And he said, are you joking? I hope you're joking. Someone else piped in. They're like, do you feel like that about American workers too? And he reassured me that no, there's no slaves here. This is a good e-bike factory. He was Chinese too. I could tell from the back. I could tell just by his haircut. I could tell by the texture of his hair. The guy just startled me a little bit. Woo! So my e-bike, I don't think it's made by slaves. And I have an extra battery, which I got for free because I complained. Which apparently it wasn't a defect of the battery. It was just standard Chinese false advertisement propaganda. Which, yeah, give me a free battery, I guess. Apparently they lied about the motor. Because the motor's 350 watts. And it's advertised as 1200 watts peak. But someone else was saying that's impossible. If it's 350 watts, the peak could be a maximum of 700 watts. And I somehow kind of believed that because they had this other review that was clearly written by the company that sells the bike saying, oh, I'm so happy that it's UL certified, which it's not. UL certified means the battery isn't going to explode. You know how it's illegal to bring an e-bike into an apartment building? That's because the batteries explode. A UL battery doesn't typically explode. They do, you can find evidence of that. The only ones that truly don't explode are Samsungs, I think Panasonics. There's a few brands that your odds are like 1 in a million. Otherwise, your odds Take a guess of the odds of your e-bike battery exploding when it's lithium ion. 1 in 10,000 or 1 in 20,000. That's about the range of the odds that you'll get. And I have 2 batteries. Apparently a lot of the explosions happen by people who they do something wrong. They wire it wrong, they use the wrong charger, something like that. Mostly happens when you charge the battery too. But, so I have a second battery, and my God, it is fucking amazing. And I don't know if you saw, but the car in the parking lot with its lights on, that would most likely be a Gangstalker. Oh, I got high on acid today. And then I ate some lasagna. It was great. Then my mom got home from Easter dinner. I was going to go to Easter on acid. Easter dinner with family on acid. But there was only 4 people I wanted to see. And none of them were going to be there. So I just said, sorry. And then when my mom got home, I said, because I'm vegan and she's not, and she would have extra chocolate, assuming there would be extra. Do you have any extra chocolate? Did they give you way more chocolate than you could ever eat, and you need my help now to eat all this chocolate? And she kind of obliged me, I felt like. She's kind of like, yeah, I guess you can have half my M&Ms, you can have my Kinder Surprise egg. She didn't offer any of her Easter eggs, you know, those